thank you for inviting me here to have some time to talk with both of you. I noticed Ty is the co-host, and I had the privilege of meeting Ty, I think a little almost 2 years now, 2 years ago when we were working on writing. We were part of a writing camp, and he helped facilitate that alongside the Made in Memphis entertainment community and some other entities. I know y'all's heart from what I've gathered already, and I know that you all aren't in the business of trying to exploit confusion or divisiveness. So I feel safe here to be able to have this conversation with you. But firstly, I want to say thank you for having me.
And man, thank you for being here, brother, and
Absolutely.
greatly appreciate it. And I think it's important, even before we get started into talking about the open letter itself, because a lot of people sometimes don't fully understand the entire process when it comes to the Grammys and how it works and the behind the scenes of it, right?
Right.
So a lot of times people think, oh, you just submit your work, it gets reviewed, and then it gets decided what category it goes in, and boom, there's an award, and everybody gets awards for it. But
Right.
there's a lot that goes into it, and I think a lot of time it causes confusion what the process truly is. So can you just kind of walk us through what that process looks like for an artist such as yourself, and at what point did things start to really feel off in your case?
Well, I will say in general, it doesn't feel off. I want to clarify that the Recording Academy is the overarching institution that the Grammys falls under. The Grammys is the award show, that's the awards entity. And oftentimes we think that that's all the work that the Recording Academy does. And that's not right. It's not true. It hasn't been the case. It just so happens to be the most popular aspect of the Recording Academy. And I want to also clarify that the difference between the Grammys and other awards entities is that we are it's an entity that is pure decided. It is pure voted. PEER, pure voted. It is not about a popularity sport. While, popularity may support, the way in which you impact amongst your peers, it's not about how many records you sold. It's not about, what record label you're with, although, we can always say that that could impact, but at the very core of what it is, it's pure peer-to-peer voting of what we believe qualifies for honor and recognition at the highest level. That's how it works. You submit every year, and it is voted on by voting members only, not professional members, not associate members. It is voting members only, a voting body that has been carefully vetted in order to even be qualified as a voting member. You can't just say, I have music out, so I should be a Grammy voting member. In order to be a voting member, you also pay dues. It's a yearly a dues that is expected of us, and it's also highly recommended and welcome for us to be engaged in the Recording Academy's mission year round. So not just to show up around awards time. So that's the basic, gist of it. And Ty, you can certainly tap in where I
No,
may have
you hit
missed.
all the key points for sure. Those,
Okay,
I
cool.
think, are some things that lay a great foundation and structure to start from.
Mhm.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And for me, that's the thing about being a professional member and versus being a voting member, right? Because there are
Right.
certain benefits that you two have as voting members that I don't have as a professional member. Uh,
Right. Absolutely. I
Yeah.
also want to make sure that I clarify again, the Grammys is not the same as MTV Music Awards, American Music Awards, Critic Choice Awards. So public and fan voting does not matter. It does not decide who wins. Now, like I said, popularity and fan engagement can certainly encourage a voter to say, hey, maybe I should take a look at this, but it's not fan voted. So for all of y'all that are fans of somebody that has not won an award, it's a beautiful thought, but it does not have bearing on how people are voted.
Mm. Yeah, that
Yeah.
is true. Absolutely
Yeah,
true.
that's important. Actually, too, what a lot of people think is that sales matter in the
Yeah.
voting, and it does not.
Yeah. It does not. It's quality of content. It's so many other areas, but more specifically the quality of the project. And I love that independent artists have a shot at being honored and recognized competitively up against these major label artists that are putting, content out as well.